And then next up is a question about the border. Specifically, they asked Bob Casey to his face, why did it take Democrats so long to care about all the problems at the border? Casey takes this as an opportunity to talk about his magic border bill, the magic sacred bipartisan border bill, of course, and how those tricky Republicans don't care about actually solving issues, they only care about partisanship, which is why they don't support the magic sacred bipartisan border bill. McCormick rebuts this, says that he's been to the border more than Casey and Kamala. Casey defends the magic sacred bipartisan border bill again, saying that it would give the president additional authority to deal with things at the border, and McCormick comes back with the beautiful argument that Donald Trump already did that. Biden did not need additional authority, he could have just done it by executive order, and discretionary spending the same way Trump did. Now, given that the president does have this authority, without the magic sacred bipartisan border bill, one must wonder why the big emphasis on it. Well, if you saw the Kamala Harris-Bret Baier Fox News interview, they go into even more depth about the magic sacred bipartisan border bill in that interview. My conclusions based on that is that yes, it would have hired a lot more border agents, but it also would have let a lot more people into the country illegally. You can go watch that on your own time. And that leads us to the next place that this Univision anchor puts a really interesting twist onto this debate. The next question is about Puerto Rican statehood, specifically what Congress will do about it based on the results of a non-binding referendum that, I didn't know this, is apparently scheduled to be held in 2025. And this is where I think McCormick gives a bad answer to it. McCormick says directly, saying the quiet part out loud, he does not want Puerto Rican statehood because he knows that Democrats also want statehood for Washington, D.C., and he says that Democrats will use those 4 extra senators to end the filibuster and expand the Supreme Court. Now, I'll go on a little bit of a tangent and give my own opinion. In my life, I've seen a good handful of votes of the people in Puerto Rico as to whether or not they want to become a state. Often they voted no on it. However, after looking this up, I see recently in 2020, they had a slim yes vote on that, 52%. So they voted no how many times over how many decades, and gradually it's been inching more and more towards yes. I don't think 52% is enough of a mandate yet. I would say if the vote is at least 55, even up towards 60%, if they can get 60% of the Puerto Rican population to vote yes on statehood, then I don't see a way to justify blocking their application for statehood. And yes, I'm fully aware of the argument about expanding the Senate, expanding the Supreme Court. However, I will say this, denying self-determination to a United States territory doesn't just make us look like the cartoon villains, it makes us into the cartoon villains.